Good afternoon, everyone. Back here again for another great content call and education. I'm Patrick Johnston. I'm the managing broker, co-owner of GoDominicanLife.com, your real estate company nationally here in the Dominican Republic on the island of Paradise. But of course, everything that we do here is a team. We involve skilled people across the country here in the Dominican Republic and beyond for the purposes of making sure that we can deliver the highest quality content and the highest quality service for our clients, regardless of the destination in the Dominican Republic. So I'm proud to have on the call today Bill Cossitt, originally from Corner Brook, Newfoundland, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
And currently in Corner Brook, Newfoundland.
Correct.
I think, correct. And Bill and I worked together for, 7 or 6 or 8 years or so. Bill ran my mortgage company in Canada called Centum Mortgage. And he was instrumental in all of our financing needs for our clients, and then did all of the financing needs for my management company and our developments and all of that, everything from car leases and car acquisitions, vehicle loans, and blah, 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 everything. So Bill and I would work like constantly every hour together. And those were fun days. I remember back in those days. And we did a ton of deals through the time. And back then we had a mortgage team. We had a whole team. We had the real estate sales. So I owned the Century 21 franchise. We had a mortgage franchise, properties. We did speaking and blah, blah, blah. We had the whole spectrum. But the key to everything in real estate, especially in Canada, is the whole financing arm that is required for clients to complete transactions, because 99% of all transactions in real estate in Canada involve financing. Very different from here in the Dominican Republic, where currently 99% of all deals are not with any form of financing and just all your dollars on the table and here we go. But with that, we as a company have expanded our team. So we started 2 years ago with general real estate sales. And then we launched into, of course, mortgage, which we're talking about today, and just most recently, property management and short-term rentals. And then we continue the flow of how we know a full-service company has to work together. So, Bill Cossitt, welcome back.
Glad to be back, Patrick.
So, Bill, why don't we start like this? Why don't you tell our subscribers how long you've been in the finance world, your experience, and sort of give them a heads up on who you are.
Well, I spent 20 years in the corporate world of finance, writing mortgages, and when I retired from the corporate world, I've got another 15 years now as kind of, I guess you'd more say, like more of an independent mortgage broker. I worked for a couple of different mortgage companies prior to going to work with Centum with you, Patrick, and I'm still with Centum now because when you sold your Centum franchise, I was sold with that franchise, so I'm still there today. So the Centum franchise consists of myself and my partner Mary Elkins. Mary would have been here with me today actually, but her daughter is getting married tomorrow, and we've got the rehearsal dinner tonight and the wedding tomorrow. She's pretty wrapped up in that right now.
Right on.
But my whole life, my whole career has been on writing mortgages.
Yeah, that's right. And it's it's so instrumental to have it. And the challenge with mortgage or with real estate and mortgage is to have people that know what they're doing. They can work seamlessly as a team together, and that you trust each other in the process. And that was one thing that we had together, and but everybody on the team, because we didn't question where the financing was going to come from. It was just Bill, and then he found the solution, whatever that was. And we knew if we couldn't get it done with Bill, it most likely couldn't get done. So we just moved on with either a different client or a different transaction, right?
Yeah.
So what we've done, Bill, and all the subscribers, is that because mortgages in the Dominican Republic aren't widely available, we have established broker relationships in the U.S. We've interviewed another guy named William Hallick who's going to be doing all of our U.S.-based lending, both private and commercial bank lending or regular bank lending, mortgage lending in the U.S. for refinancing and other financial tools. And we have two brokers in Canada, one specializing, Stephen Spellman, specializing in more on the private lending side and alternative financing. And with Bill Cossitt, he is the man for all your mainline bank lending, A, B, etc. So, Bill, tell me about what's happening right now in the Canadian marketplace, because obviously interest rates are starting to go like this. But what's the flavor happening in flavor for the banks in terms of their aspects for lending?
And you're exactly right. The interest rates have increased significantly over the past few months. And as everybody knows, the government is increasing the rates just to curb the inflation rate now. I guess the big thing with lending right now is, I mean, the banks have still got a huge appetite for mortgages, but there's more of a challenge now with the higher approvals, because as the rates have gone up, the qualifying rate has also increased. The qualifying rate on mortgages was 2% above the actual rate that a person got. So the qualifying rate for the last number of years has been 5.25. Because rates now are exceeding 5%, that has pushed the qualifying rate to over 7%. Wow. So that has brought the borrowing power of some buyers down, or the refinancing ability of some home buyers down a little bit. But I mean, the banks are still eager to write mortgages, just as they want to write mortgages. It's just that they'll write them, but it will be of a lower amount.
Yeah. Well, in our typical average client down here is in the age bracket of 40 to 60 in terms of the buying crowd. Most of our clients have either paid their home almost off or entirely off, and are looking to acquire a second home or a condo and then put it either into a rental pool for revenue or exclusively just for them and just have their property managed. So they're not, I don't believe anybody in our client base is looking for like a 95% financing type of situation. But literally to pull just enough out to do what they want to do down here, and then have two assets gaining in value and having one as a revenue source and one as their primary residence. So what's the flavor? What are they in terms of 25-year mortgages, 30 years, or the 40-year mortgages coming back?
Well, there's because all refinances are conventional mortgages, which means they're not insured by CMHC. The maximum loan to value is 80%. So when we're dealing with clients that have got a lot of equity in their property, they're looking to refinance, to draw out some equity to purchase a property, those type of transactions are fairly straightforward and fairly simple. You're generally dealing with above average clients when you're looking to buy another property in the Dominican Republic, and they're a real walk in the park most of the time. Mm-hmm. Some challenges sometimes, but 90+% of the time they're easy, simple to do.
Now, in the crazy period from, let's call it January 1 until maybe 4 weeks ago, when the market was just like crazy in Canada, I had heard that generally speaking, when financing is occurring and you're going for refinance and you're getting a mortgage approval, the final step is, of course, appraisal. And there's a backlog to get appraisals done. Has that backlog cleared out, or are you dealing with more recent times?
It has, because some appraisals were taking upwards to 30 days. Wow. Appraisers were working 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, and they were making a lot of promises that they couldn't keep. They were just trying to keep everybody happy. And because the properties were selling so much over the asking price, there was appraisals required more often than not. But that's not the case now. I just ordered an appraisal on a property last week, and the appointment was set 2 days later. And so last week it was I ordered the appraisal, the appointment was set, and the appraisal was done last Thursday. So it was 4 days from start to finish. I'll have the appraisal on my desk, I suspect, probably Monday morning now.
Good. So when the market was going like this, and then now it's leveled off, or slightly down a little bit.
Yes, it has.
Are you?
It's not quite as competitive right now. There's a lot of. I'll give you an example. I've got a number of pre-approvals sitting on my desk, and a lot of those people are just kind of sitting, waiting to see what's going to happen with the price of real estate in the country over the next 3 or 4 months.
Yeah. Well, what I keep saying on our YouTube videos is simple. Many people in our age bracket that have owned their own home for any period of time, and just review what happened in the pandemic, and, over the last 2 years, most people have gained a shitload of equity without doing anything for it.
That's right.
And I am a big advocate of using proper debt to acquire another asset that will grow in value, because then you at least have two. And if you don't, you just have money sitting there not doing anything for you. So part of this process with having with our division Go Dominican Life Mortgage is to help people in the US, in Canada, UK, and Europe harvest some equity of their home to be able to buy an asset in full dollars on the table in the Dominican Republic, so that they can start earning some US dollar income and then have that asset gain in value. What are you finding? Are you finding people doing that in other countries as well, or what are you finding?
Well, there's a lot of Canadians right now that are currently refinancing their mortgages because they have so much equity in the property. A lot of them are refinancing just to pay off higher interest loans. For example, refinance it, and if somebody's carrying a large balance on a couple of credit cards at 19 or 21%, it makes perfect sense to refinance it at 5%. And a couple of months ago, they would be refinancing it at 2%. So it just makes good sense.
2%.
Yeah.
That's what we call generally free money at that point. And I guess, unfortunately, some people were getting into the market on the free money and literally nothing down. And let's not go through talking about those people, because that's a whole different market to worry about. But yeah, so the point that we're going to do now for our subscribers, talking to you directly, is that now as a team, and now more than ever, is that you have to prepare yourself in advance of your buying trip in the Dominican Republic to get yourself pre-qualified. So if you're American or Canadian from the United Kingdom or Europe, we can get you qualified for with Bill and our team to make sure that we can get your package of information or financial package of information organized. And then Bill can be confident to say, well, I can harvest X dollars out of your home. This will be the payment. And then we can work with you on arrival or in advance of your arrival to give you opportunities and options. Combine it with Peter Knoll, which is another video that you're going to see with our property management and short-term rental division. So we can show you how to buy a property that can generate a set amount of minimum income, offset by, of course, the cost of the equity harvesting or your carrying costs, and then realize that this can go into automation where revenue can come in, you can have two assets growing, and then your transfer from either 1.0 to 2.0 now, or you want to prepare for retirement in 2 to 5 years, whatever the case is. This is about doing planning and doing things in advance. Many people, if I look at it, Bill, this is funny for me to say this, but our very first year, which was 2.5 years ago, I guess now, we did just about 100 transactions, and only one transaction had any loan. Can you imagine?
That's amazing.
And now, this year, we're going to be around 300 transactions by the end of August, which is our sales year. And we have this year 3 transactions with mortgages or any kind of loan. So there is a huge opportunity for people to have a streamlined approach to it, because in the past, without having a division of mortgage, we had to say, well, here's what I would suggest you do. Go home and figure it out. But we would lose the synergy because we did not have that division. But now, like I did in Canada, we have mortgage, sales, mortgage, management, short-term rentals. We can build a custom beach villa or home for you, and of course, our residential projects that we're working on, including Vibe. So there's a lot of stuff happening. A lot of stuff happening. So we're excited, Bill. The team doesn't know the energy and success that you and I had, just like working together, making stuff happen. But they're going to find out very quickly.
And we had a lot of fun doing it.
That's right. That's
fun doing it.
Yeah. So we're going to get back in that stage. In fact, Bill and I had lunch in Canada, and when I was there, I think I sold 3 properties at Vibe, and I think within 24 hours or 48 hours of our lunch, I already gave you the first referral client, and I think you got that already together.
Yeah, that's done.
So it's here we go. So we're going to have a lot of fun.
Just to reiterate, Patrick, you mentioned about pre-qualifying, and that is the key to buying a property or getting ready to buy a property. Make sure you got your money in place. That's always been the key. If not, you could be up for some disappointment. So that's key.
And also, I will say, even locking in your rate.
Exactly.
Because if you can't lock in your rate, then it's going to be you'll be a victim of any increases that continue to go up. So you might as well lock in your rate for a number of weeks or months. Yeah.
That's right.
Well, it looks like our video dropped off on you, but that's okay. The content is the content.
Yeah. Let me see what I have here. I think it's because I've got a call. No, it's because I had a call coming in. I should be back.
Ah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
But as we wrap up here, I just want to say the following things. Go Dominican Life Mortgage is here as a service to provide to our clients. Make it seamless, to have you prepare in advance so that you have a stress-free transaction. You're dealing with experienced people that have worked together for years and years, and we know how each other think. We know everyone's skill, and we're here to deliver the product. So we're going to ask you, this is the very blunt call, we would like your mortgage business as well.
Exactly.
So let us help you find the solution and make it happen. Now, for the viewers, you can always get me on my WhatsApp at 829-525-1782. I take calls live 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Saturday. And on Sundays, it is Sunday Fun Day, and I'm not available. But I can see if it's important, I chime in. But I generally wait till Monday. So, Bill, go ahead and enjoy your time in Newfoundland. I heard another friend of mine was there in St. John's this week, and it was warmer in St. John's than it was here in Las Vegas.
I know it was. Now we do have a bit of a cooler day here today, but it's been 30 degrees here for the past couple of days, which is high for this part of the country. They don't normally see these kind of temperatures here. We see it in Halifax, but they don't see it in Newfoundland.
No. I don't see any palm trees in the background yet. It's not quite 30 degrees for a long time.
No, not yet. I'm across the street from my mother's, where my mother's living, and this is what they call the Glenmalin Pond, quite a historic site in the city of Corner Brook.
Nice. All right. Well, look, we won't take you much longer, but I thank you, Bill, very much for joining the team, and I thank you for taking some time to do the content and video call today. Okay.
My pleasure. I'm looking forward to doing lots of business with you, Patrick.
All right. Be safe. Okay,
Take care.
man. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Take care.